Hey everyone, how's it going? So today's video is going to be all about the college and university workload and kind of the transition between high school and university or college and my experience with it. So what I just wanted to do was talk about my experience with workload and classwork and homework and everything like that during high school, and then kind of tell you what it's like now and just to kind of prepare you, give you some tips, some warnings and things like that. So let's go ahead and get started. So first I'm going to talk about high school. I'm not going to go into specific grades. I might tell some details about certain grades just to give you examples, but it would be pretty repetitive if I just went through every single grade. So I'm just going to kind of generalize the whole experience for you. So first of all, what I found was there seemed to be at the time a lot of work in high school, and it's going to vary person to person and high school to high school, classroom to classroom. So depending on where you are, what you're taking, all your kind of subject matter and your homework and your studying is going to differ, but I just thought that I'd talk about my experience just to give some advice and things like that on it. So during high school, I thought at the time that it was a lot of work. I did do a lot of studying, I had a lot of tests, but later on I found out that it wasn't as bad as I thought it was at the time. So just to kind of give you an idea how the classes were set up in high school, I had 4 classes per semester, so I had 2 semesters a year, so 8 classes total a year. So I would have, like I said, 4 classes first semester and 4 the next. And specifically in my last year, my senior year of high school, I had a study period during my second semester. So really I only had 3 classes during my second semester. So I went from having 3 classes from January to June, and I went from having 3, like I said, to having 5 a semester in university. So it was quite a jump. In high school, when I did have my study period, I'd have a lot of free time because I didn't have any work for a class that I would have had. So I did use that time to do other schoolwork, but I kind of slacked off, if you will, during that time. Not during the actual study period, but during that whole semester, because I really only had to focus on 3 courses instead of 4, so I just had a lot of extra time on my hands. So I do recommend study periods if you're going to use them properly like I did. I still did all my work in my study period, but that just meant when I got home I had less to do. So I do recommend them. They're great, but some people don't think they work well. Others do. So it's basically all up to you about study periods, but that's just kind of on a side note. So for the actual course workload in high school, I did have to do a lot of studying. There was always frequent tests that we'd have every couple weeks, and we'd have assignments due every week, and we'd have homework to do every night, and we'd get it checked the next day and things like that. So as for the workload at the time, I did think that it was pretty intense. I did have a lot of work to do during high school, but now that I'm in university, I find that I've done more work in 1 month here than I probably did my whole year, my whole senior year at high school. So I don't want to scare anyone with that in saying that I've done more work here in the first month than I did all year in high school, but it's pretty true. And if you are in college or university, you can kind of agree with me and you know that the workload is pretty intense. So now I'm just going to talk quickly just about my college, technically my university experience so far dealing with workload. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is my class scheduling. So I have classes every day of the week. I don't have any days off like some students do, but like I said before, everything like that is going to kind of depend on what you're taking and what schools you go to, so it's going to differ for everyone. But as of right now, I have for first semester and second semester, I've had classes every single day of the week. So on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I have calculus, chemistry, and biology. On Tuesday and Thursday, I have physics and a kind of world global globalization issues studies class, if you will. So I'm pretty busy. I have classes every single day of the week, and in addition to those classes, I also have lab work to do as well. So as you can tell, I'm in sciences, so with 3 of the classes I'm required to attend a lab every week and every second week for chemistry. So on Tuesdays from 1:30 to 4:30 I'm in a biology lab. On Wednesdays every second week I'm in a chemistry lab from 1:30 to 5:30, and on Fridays from 1:30 to 4:30 I'm in a physics lab. And also on Thursdays I have another calculus lecture in the afternoon as well. So my schedule is pretty busy. I'm always on the go. It seems like I'm always either in class or I'm in a lab, and when I'm not, I'm either trying to get a lot of work done, or I'm trying to grab lunch, or pretty much anything like that. And sometimes I'm going to make a whole kind of separate video on this, of prioritizing and how to spend your time and kind of things like that, time management pretty much. But just for kind of an overview for now, I'm pretty busy. Like I said, class every day of the week and labs 2 to 3 times a week. So as for that, I'm pretty busy, and like I said, at nights when I get out of class and get out of lab, then I pretty much just do my homework, do assignments. I have chemistry assignments due every week, as well as a calculus assignment due every Friday. And in the labs, we also have quizzes every week. So, like for example, I have my biology lab on Tuesdays, so Monday nights I'm studying for my quiz for Tuesday, and then on Wednesday nights I'm studying for my physics quiz on Friday, and Tuesday nights I'm doing my pre-lab assignment for my chemistry lab the next day. So the workload, class schedule-wise, is really intense in college or university, especially for me. Like I said, it's going to be different for everyone, but I just wanted to give you my experience on it. So that's basically for the classes and the scheduling. And I talked briefly about assignments. Just briefly on tests and things like that, there's not as many, I haven't had as many tests and exams in college, university as I did in high school. It seems like in and pretty much everyone can attest to this that is in university now. In high school, you have tests pretty much every couple weeks. You always have assignments due. But in university and college, it's much different. You basically have a midterm or 2. I've had 2 midterms and a final exam, and those are the only things that you're graded on. So the majority of your final grade is upwards of 40 to 50% for one exam. As for in high school, you might have a final exam worth 10% of your mark. So there's a major difference there in the scaling of your assignments and things like that. One of my exams, my chemistry exam is worth 45% of my grade. The lab components in there as well. But you can't really mess up on one thing. You kind of have to make sure that you're good to go on everything that you do, because if in high school if you mess up on one thing, it doesn't count for much, because with all the other things in there, it kind of brings the weight of it down. But in university, you have pretty much 3 to 4 things that make up the majority of your average, and if you mess up on one thing, it can really bring you down. So that's basically all I want to touch on. In this video, like I said, I'm going to do more videos on time management and prioritizing and more study-related videos, but I just wanted to get this out there just to kind of prepare you if you are in high school and you're going to college or university, just to give you a heads up on the workload that you may or may not have, depending on what kind of program you choose to do or what school you go to. So that's basically it for this video. Let me know if you found it interesting or if you have any questions for me. You can also leave comments below. I do take the time. I go through and I pretty much read all of them, and when I have time I do respond to some of them. So go ahead and leave me a comment. You can also follow me on Twitter at OrganizedBlake. You can check out my website at organizedwithblake.com. And like I mentioned in my last video, you can now follow me on Pinterest just as a way to kind of get to know me a little bit better. It's kind of an up-and-coming social network, so I just thought that I'd go ahead and share that with you. So yeah, that's basically it, like I said, for this video. Leave some comments, let me know what you thought, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.